Hello everyone, I'm Gio. I hope everyone's having the best blessed day that they could have today. Things been going really well for me. I've been really busy. I've been on vacation all this week, so I kind of planned on making a lot more videos, but I haven't really gotten there. I've just been doing so much other stuff. I became really involved in my church, with my church and everything, the New Life Church on Protection Ave. I became really involved there. Besides going to the church service every Sunday, I went to the Wednesday night service this week, and I also go to the prayer groups. Every Monday morning, I go to a prayer group, so I'm a prayer warrior, which is really a cool thing, and I'm so blessed to be part of it. And for this week, they had a celebration of life at our church on Saturday, and I made 2 tomato pies to bring for the church. All the prayer warriors made a dish, to bring for the church, so that was really cool. But this week, it was pretty neat when after the service, we had a different pastor. Usually it's Pastor Oleg, but there was a different pastor there. I can't remember his name, but his wife was there, and afterwards, they did some praying for people and stuff, and I went up, to have them pray for me. And she asked me, what I wanted her to pray for. And I let her know I just wanted her to pray for my relationship with God. I wanted it to be as strong as possible, and I want to be as strong in my faith as possible, and I want to basically live perfectly. So she said a prayer for me. It was probably a good 5 minutes she prayed, and like every word out of her mouth was like perfect to my life. Like it was like, I don't know, like she knew exactly who I was and what I needed to hear and what I needed her to say, and she just said it all perfectly, and afterwards I was like, wow, holy cow, I said, and they kind of laughed at me, but I said, holy cow, and, and she said, I don't know you from here, she said, so that wasn't me speaking, that was him, speaking through me, so that was a pretty amazing thing, and, previously, before that, I went to the men's breakfast, which was 3 Saturdays ago now, a little bit over 3 weeks now. And on that day, one of the members there, he prayed, or he spoke up about how he quit smoking, and he did that basically because he came to a men's breakfast and he needed to quit in order for his wife to marry him, but he was having really a lot of trouble doing it. So he spoke about it there, and they prayed for him, and they put hands, people touch you and whatnot, they kind of put their hands on your shoulder, and pray for you. And in doing so, he smoked one more cigarette after that, and then he hasn't smoked a cigarette since. So I spoke up, because I signed up to be baptized coming up soon, and it's going to be on Passover Sunday. I guess that's when they're going to be doing it, so I'm really excited for that. But I didn't want to go into the baptism and go get baptized and then go smoke a cigarette. Like, I felt like that kind of defeated the purpose. I want to be cleansed. I want to be holy. I want to be good, feel good about it. So I prayed, that I really didn't want to smoke anymore. So they prayed for me, and I haven't smoked a cigarette since. Praise God. I have not smoked a cigarette since, and I don't plan on smoking a cigarette again. So in doing that, me and my girlfriend actually quit as well. She stopped smoking as well, which was so cool. So we bought a new carpet, and this week we went to Carl's Furniture, and we got a new sectional couch, for our house. But I wanted to make sure I didn't want to smoke cigarettes around these things. I didn't want to get these things, smoke cigarettes, stink them up, drop a cigarette, burn it, whatever. So I didn't want that to happen. So now that we quit smoking, now I was able to go get that and everything. And I was able to buy that mostly on credit. So that was kind of a cool thing, get my credit up a little bit and everything. But, it's 90 days, same as cash or whatever. You just pay it off of the 90 days, and then you don't get charged any interest. Interest-free for 90 days. So that's definitely what I plan on doing, is to pay it off other than that. But so I got that coming this Friday, so that's pretty exciting. And, and everything's coming together. And doing something like that, going and buying something on credit like that, like it's something I wouldn't have been able to do before, because I knew anything that I had, anything that I was getting, I don't know how long I'm going to have it, because I don't know when I'm going to go to jail. I don't know when I'm going to have to move. I don't know when I'm going to get thrown out of my house. I don't know when, there were so many things that were up in the air, and every single day, I had nothing that was, I had no support at all. I had nothing that was a foundation for me, in the way I was living before, when I was using substances. There was nothing. I couldn't build anything, you know what I mean? Nothing could I do that I knew I would have. It was just a matter of time before I would lose it before. But now I know, now that I'm clean, coming up on a year now. Well, April 7th will be a year, but it was March 1st that I went to rehab, last year. So many things, have happened for me since then. and it feels really, really good, to be so responsible and to be so just, besides responsible, just reliable. I do everything, kind of really, really well now. I really, I don't miss appointments, you know what I mean? I'm on top of pretty much everything. And I enjoy doing all these things that I'm doing, which is really good. It feels really good to be an adult, I guess is a good way to say it, because I haven't been an adult for so long. I kind of started off early in life where I was an adult, but then I just kind of I didn't do anything, I didn't make a single appointment. I didn't go to any doctor's appointments. I didn't go to any courts. I didn't do anything for so long. And it feels really, really good to do these things now. So aside from that, I had court on Friday, and that was in Ilion. And I went there, and they settled all my charges there, and I had a whole slew of charges. But they settled that, I pled out to one CPCF 7 and one traffic violation, and got that all taken care of. It's like a $150 fine. So really, really, judge was really, really nice to me based on, how hard I'm working and all the things that I'm doing. So, so now that I'm in recovery and I'm doing all these things like this, everything really is coming together. It took a little bit of time. I've been doing this for as long as I have now, and I just got those charges settled now. Finally I was able to appear in court and get that done and taken care of. But it's not for a lack of trying. I call my attorney all the time, follow up with him. I make sure I stay on top of things. I don't blame it. Well, they didn't call me and say something. No, I put it on myself to call and make sure these things happen, like they're supposed to happen. So I have one more court case down in Sloatsburg Village Court down by the city that I'm hoping to get taken care of soon enough. And then I will have some videos and stuff I'll make about all these charges I was facing and how I got through them all, by the grace of God, that everything's happened the way that it has. So it's been pretty amazing. I got my teeth. I don't know if you noticed them, but I feel like they look really good. I'm getting really used to them now. I'm getting used to eating with them. And, it feels good. It feels good to accomplish these things and to do these things and to actually be moving forward in life. Feels really, really good. One other thing I did recently was I bought my daughter a kitchen table for her new house that she moved into. So her and her fiance moved into a house. And she asked me if I could by chance help her with the kitchen table. At first she was against asking me for help because she just wanted me to worry about myself. She said, just worry about yourself. Take care of things you got to take care of and stuff. But I let her know that it's good for me to help her, by me being able to help her and do something for her that makes me feel really, really good about myself. And that helps me out in my recovery and everything, because that's what I want. That's what the basis of everything is my relationship with my daughters. To get that back and to make that strong, that's what I want more than anything, is to have that relationship with them, because that's what I lost out on, during my substance use and during all these years that I wasted, because that's all they are now, is wasted years. Looking back now, all this time that I was using and stuff, I thought, this is the way that I spoke about it. I'm living every day the fullest. That's what I think. I'm trying to party. I'm trying to have as much fun as I can. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to stay in these nice hotels. I'm trying to drive all these nice cars. I'm trying to do all these big things and stuff, thinking that this is me living my life to the fullest. But what happens when you're doing that is I barely remember most of the things that I did, the way that I lived. I barely remember any of it because I was so high every day, trying to be as high as I could at every moment, so I don't remember a lot of it. So a lot of the things that I did, I went on a 30-day vacation down the coast and everything, and I don't really remember any of it, you know what I mean? There's a couple little moments sprinkled in that I remember, but for the most part, I don't remember any of it. And so how enjoyable was it, And looking back now, it was all just wasted time. All that time that I was using substances and stuff, it was wasted time that counts for nothing. You know what I mean? It's nothing I can look back upon and feel good about. I don't have any, you know what I mean? I had some fun times or whatever, but I'm not going to look back at any of that and think good of myself. I'm not going to think positively about, what I did, that this drug dealer liked me, or that I served drugs to this person and all these people came to me and I was so popular. None of that matters. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, what matters is your family and building a life of substance. You know what I mean? Building a life like the relationship I have now with the owner of Yetis. you know, that's something I'll remember. That's something I'm proud of. That's something like that I like to have. You know what I mean? The owner Yeti's like, me and her, we get along really, really well, and she likes me. She actually called me this week, and she asked me if I was interested in a pet, because she used to have two parrots, and one of her parrots died, and like she loves this parrot a lot, but it's really needs a lot of attention and everything right now because it just lost its best friend. And she thought of me for that, you know, because she thought of me as someone that's responsible and reliable and someone that could possibly do that. So, you know, how good that is to have someone, you know, I mean, someone that owns their own business that thinks reliable, responsible for me. Like, that feels really, really good. So these are all new things, you know, and these are all things I can be proud of now, and that matter. You know, I mean, these are things that matter, because all that before, all that didn't matter. Not that I don't love a lot of the people that I hung out with, that I was around, and everything. Not that I don't appreciate things people did for me, but none of that time isn't going to be looked back upon positively. So anyone that's still suffering from substance abuse, that's still going through this, all this time that you're going through all this right now, trying to get high each day, trying to do all that, you know, trying to fill your life with using substances instead of anything of real substance. You know, that's what substances are, not real substance, I guess is a good way to say it. I never really thought about it like that. But using substances takes away the real substance from your life. That's what happens, you know, and it just becomes about that. I get that it takes over your mind. I get that it makes you feel like that you are, it takes away, you know, all the facts that you don't have anything in life. It takes away the fact of how low your life is. It takes away all those thoughts of all that. And it just fills a void for you, you know, and I understand that more than anybody, how much I understand that, you know, because I did that for so long. I filled that void, you know, of not having my family, not having my children, not having any of that. I filled that with substances, trying to party, trying to have fun, trying to make every day the best day of my life. These are things I would say when I was using. It's so crazy now, because none of that mattered. All that was wasted time. Now I'm 45 years old, getting new teeth, you know, just trying to buy my first furniture set, you know, that's actually going to be mine. I bought a furniture set way back in my 20s, but I don't have any of that, obviously, because I lost everything I owned, you know, 5 times over, 6 times over. Did I lose every single thing that I owned by going to jail or by getting kicked out of my place and evicted and locked out, you know, just so many different things. And now, you know, and then you burn bridges, you know, along all those ways, you know, you burn bridges, and you have all these different people that look down upon you, and then you look down upon yourself and you don't feel good about yourself. So now, what I'm doing now, you know, with the church now, with the community that I'm part of now, with the church, you know, like one of the head people from the church, he after the service, you know, he said, hey, let me talk to you for a minute. He's like, you know, if you ever need a ride to church, you know, just give me a call. You got my number and stuff. Like, that's cool. You know, people are thinking of me, and they want me to be there and everything. When I walk into church, like, there's all these people that are happy to see me. And, you know, to see me, you know, I mean, me, a substance user that went in and out of jail, that you know, that stole from stores, that did all these things that, you know, that I'm so not proud of. But yeah, I changed it around, and now all these people look upon me as being responsible and being reliable, and they want me around them. Like that, like I changed it. You know what I mean? I changed my narrative. I changed the way that people look at me. I changed all that, you know what I mean? I can drive down the street now and go by police officers and not be worried about anything, you know, and like when a cop comes into Yetis and stuff, like I can go wait on them and be happy to see them and stuff. And these are all things I couldn't do for so long. I had so many things going against me for so long. And I just cannot describe to you how much better it feels. So now the other big thing that I do now is I go to a Bible study, you know, every Monday. Karen McCreena, who's amazing, you know, one of the best people I've ever met in my life. She's the one who gave me a Bible back in 2017 in jail, gave me a brand new Bible, Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Meyer, said, the Lord wants you to have this. Wanted me to give this to you. $120 Bible, brand new. She gave it to me, said, the Lord wanted me to give this to you. You know, so she was thinking of me, whatever, you know, but I'm in jail at that time, and I was such a bad place, you know what I mean? I had nothing going for me. I had no hope of anything, and she did that, gave me that Bible, and she told me about the New Life Church on Protection Ave at that time, and I didn't make it there until this year, 2023, but now she's there, and now I do a Bible study with her, you know, every Monday and stuff, and she says that she's blessed to have me in her life. Like, I feel like I'm such the lucky one, you know what I mean? But she said that to me today, that she's blessed to have me in her life. Like how can that even be? You know, like, But I feel like that's kind of true. You know what I mean? In a way, I feel like that what I'm doing now, like I'm not going to let her down. I'm not going to let anybody down from this point. Like I wouldn't be putting all these people out and doing all these things if I plan on letting anybody down. So you have to be all in with it. You know what I mean? Like I turn my life over to God completely. Like I try in every moment of every day to live a godly life. That's what I try to do. I try to, in the way I speak to everybody, I don't curse now. I don't smoke cigarettes. I try to, in every way that I go about my life, I try to lead a godly life. I try to be responsible to everybody. I try to treat everybody good in the way I talk to people. I try to make people's lives better in the way that I talk to them and the advice I give them and the, things I say to build people up and stuff. I try to think about that at all times, Am I trying to make this person's life better? You know what I mean? And like just thinking about others and doing things like that. When I see someone like this girl, at one store I go to her hair, she got her hair done. It looks really good. You know what I mean? I went on and on with her. Like, wow, that looks amazing. You know what I mean? Saying things like that to people. You know what I mean? Like that makes people feel good and stuff, that they're noticed and everything. So trying to do things like that. I try to do that often and I try to think about that often. So, but I don't know, with these videos and everything, like I really just want to show people that, like, because I feel like that I was one of the most lost people. Like I felt like that there was last year, when I went to rehab March 1st last year, I mean, there really wasn't a lot of hope for me. I had no idea what was going to happen. I had no idea how I could possibly change my life around. I had all these charges against me. I had so much going against me, and now my daughter's going to be getting married. I want to be there for her wedding more than anything. My teeth are all falling out of my mouth. I was in such a bad place, but I changed it around. You know what I mean? I really, really did. I changed it around. First and foremost, that was by turning my life over to God, by trusting in God that He knows what's best for me. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. But by me trying to do things in the right way and do things better, trusting that it'll happen favorably, trusting that it'll go the way it's supposed to go and that it will work out how it's supposed to work out, trusting in that. So trusting in that process, and now this is where I'm at now. I go to church, multiple times a week. And I go to my Bible study, and I make all my appointments. I do everything I possibly can, to move forward in life. I try to think about my goals, my credit score. I watch my credit score at all times. I try to do everything I can to positively affect that. I use my credit cards to buy certain things and stuff, and then I make sure I pay them off so I don't get charged all the interest and everything. Trying to do that. Looking at the back bills that I have, trying to get them possibly paid. Looking at my fines, trying to pay them off, working on them and everything. And just trying to do all these different things. I got my weight goal, I watch that, I weigh myself almost daily, you know what I mean, looking at that, watching the chart and everything for that. I have my workout goal, everything I do for that, so trying to do that as well. And then trying not to get caught up in TV. TV's a bad thing for me. I have a really nice TV, 75-inch. I love it, and I watch it a lot. And I wish I didn't love it so much because there's so many other things I want to do with my time, and I put them into watching TV. And I wish I didn't do that as much, but I'll get better at that. So, but all these things work out, and and everything feels really, really good. Like I can honestly say today that I like my life so much better without substances. I look forward to every day, waking up and being able to ride my bike to church or being able to ride my bike to work or whatever it may be. Like I look forward to it because I don't need something to make me feel better. I don't need a substance to make me feel better. I'm not reliant on something to dictate my life, you know what I mean? Because before it depended on whether I had substances, whether I had a good day or a bad day. And even if I had them, chances were I didn't have a good day anyway. But that was, what my whole life was based around, was having substances. If I didn't have something, I would lay there all day, or else I'm out stealing from stores, trying to do whatever I can to get those substances. So it feels way, way, way better, to be like this. But I love everyone. I hope everyone does have the best blessed day. I'm going to say this prayer. So this is a prayer for others to come into the kingdom, where it says where I can fill in like people's names. I'm going to just write in all addicts, okay, is what I'm going to say. So, Father, I pray that you would give all addicts the spirit of wisdom and revelation, in the knowledge of you, the eyes of all addicts, understanding, being enlightened, that all addicts may know what is the hope of your calling, what are the riches of the glory of your inheritance in the saints, and what is the exceeding greatness of your power towards us who believe. I pray that you would grant all addicts, according to the riches of your glory, to be strengthened with might through your Spirit in the inner man, that Christ may dwell in all addicts' heart through faith, that all addicts, being rooted and grounded in love, may be able to comprehend with all the saints what is the width and length and depth and height, to know the love of Christ, which passes knowledge, that all addicts may be filled with all the fullness of God. So like I say, for me, and I mean this with all my heart, I really want to show people that they too can do this, you know. When I was in that life, I cared about everybody, you know. I always loved everybody that I met and that I was around and everything, and I always saw the good in everybody, and I feel like we're able to be good around me for the most part, you know what I mean? Like I felt like I kind of brought out good in people and stuff. So I do have a care for everybody and stuff, and I want everybody else to be able to experience this too, because I know everyone's just lost and that you're caught up, and I understand all that more than anything. So, but you too can change, because this really does feel so much better, you know what I mean? I have a life now, you know, that I can be proud of. I'm living life and I'm proud of my life, you know, and I have a purpose now, and I'm buying things now that I can have for a lifetime, you know, instead of just knowing I'm going to lose everything or bouncing around in people's houses and just having that be okay, because that's not okay. You know what I mean? You need to be responsible in life. You got to be responsible for the things that, you know, that you are. You know, everyone who has children and stuff, you have to be responsible for them. You don't want them to turn out like you. So hopefully other people can come to this. Remember, like, you know, everyone's going to make all these mistakes. Everything that you did in your life, you know, you did. You know, you can't change all that. The only thing you can change is what you do after them. You know, what that mistake caused you to do. So another thing is, you know, you can change. Every day can be a new day. You know, you can wake up tomorrow and you can say, I'm not going to use substances anymore. I understand that it's not that easy, and I understand there's so much more that goes into that in order to be able to stop, but you can make the decision to start that change. You know what I mean? I understand most people can't just stop cold turkey and be done. If you can, God bless you, that you can. You know, maybe God can take that away. He did end up taking that away from me. You know, my desire to use drugs and use substances, he did take that away. The obsession that I always had for so long to feel like that I needed that to be better. I don't have that anymore. I feel like I'm at my best without something now, which is a much different feeling than I've ever had, as I always felt like I needed something before to be at my best, and I don't feel that anymore. So I don't know. So, but hopefully people can come into the light and can see, you know, how much better their life can be. But I do love y'all. I do wish everyone the best day possible. Remember that it's as important as it is to be, as nice as it is to be important, it's way more important to be nice. All right. I love y'all. Peace. Bye. God bless.